It's finally ready to go.
Well, this is a bit of a different set. Liberty, what are we doing today?
We are headed to pick up my new machine.
Ooh, where are we going?
We're headed to Toledo, Ohio area, about 4 hours away from us.
Okay, and tell the good people what machine you're going to be getting.
I am going to be getting the Next Wave HD 520. I keep getting that wrong. Let's hope that's right.
So tell us a little bit about the good people over at Next Wave and what they're hooking up for you and what you're excited about for your new machine.
So I've actually been speaking to Tim, the owner and creator of Next Wave, for the last at least year and a half at the 2 events that I went to. He's always like, hey, when are you gonna get your Next Wave? So when I started my search, Greg Tam actually reached out to me, and their customer service has been beyond amazing. And continued to reach out to me, answered all my questions, gave me all the things I needed to know, and just, it's been great. So I'm excited about the machine itself. It's exactly what I've been, kind of honed in and searching for. And I'm excited to work with a new company, kind of expand our reach beyond alt mill. Love the alt mill, but we want to expand our reach and see what else is out there to offer all of our people.
All right. Anything specifically you're excited about for the new machine?
I am excited about the size because I'm actually getting a very small machine. It's 2 foot by 2 foot.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I was telling someone that the other day, and they're like, what? I thought Garrett was always saying get the biggest machine you could.
Get the biggest machine you can, but here's the thing. Not everybody can get a 4-foot machine. If I personally were to go out and purchase a machine at this moment, not only would I not have the money, but I wouldn't have the space for anything bigger than this machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to experience that reality. Some people out there, this is their option.
Yeah.
What are the limits? Let's find out.
Yeah, some people don't have the shop space for it, or maybe they're just putting it in their basement or in their storage room. So yeah, we'll do some projects for those people as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Tiny spaces, big projects.
How much longer do we have, Liberty?
About 3.5 hours.
Oh boy. Well, I guess it's worth it to cut down on the shipping fees.
Exactly. And we get to see a new space.
There you go. We'll do a little interview, talk with them, and
A little tour.
I guess we'll pick back up when something interesting happens.
We'll see. We've got a lot of road. All right, after a 4.5 hour drive, we are finally here. I'm ready to hit Next Wave and see what they've got to show us. Let's go. It's finally here. I'm ready to get building. Feels so good to finally be in the new space. I've been literally talking about it for months now, ever since the prospect came. And now not only do we have it, but this is here. Ah! Whatever this is. What is this? Wait, I think this is the controller. The touch screen thingy. Okay, it's just cardboard. Software hardware kit. I think that is. But we've got all the things kind of prepped to start the filming process, you know, got all the soundproofing, and we're getting the decorating ideas in. We're gonna put up some floating shelves. I've got a couple of gifts from customers that I want to display that they've made. And then maybe include a few of my own projects. But I've got my own containers to have my own set of bits. You know, since I have my own supplier and all. You can get yours at idcwoodcraft.com. In my process of, here we go, a book! This is the Pendant user manual. But in the process of picking this out, I looked at a lot of different companies, machines, ideas, you know. We know all the peoples, and I've been to the booths and stuff like that. One of the things that stuck out to me, this part's scary, for Next Wave was the founder, Tim, actually. I did not realize that, like, I had interacted with the founder. You told me you were the creator and owner and everything like that, but then after that, you were just a normal other CNCer to interact with. Okay. And it just kind of like left my mind that you were like the creator and the owner and everything like that. And so I was like, when I was just like, oh yeah, you know, I talked to, his name is Tim and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, you mean the creator? And I was like, I didn't even connect that again. Like after the first time, you're so chill and you're cool and you interact like we're normal people. And I was like, yeah, I've just been hashing it out with the owner, you know, no big deal. Sorry. It's okay. I did that to the mayor of our town too. So he remembered my name. He was just another casual guy in the, you know, CNC space. And then I started talking to one of their representatives, and Greg, and he was on it. He was answering my questions before I had them. He was sending me resources. You know, he was reading my mind as I was just going through this process. And of course, then with all the resources that he sent me, I watched lots of videos and read articles and things like that. I watched other creators who have Next Wave machines. One of those being the Crafty Studio, Scott. Love him. And his build video is actually one of the ones that sold me on this. And that's that the build is supposed to be a lot easier than some others. Okay, I'll just say this. Another kit that I've put together, I would have had to put every single piece of this together. Screws and all. So I'm excited to not have as much crank work. So he said efficiency-wise, an hour. I'm not efficient, so it won't be that quick, but it's supposed to be pretty quick. The last machine I put together took me several days. If it at least just takes me one, I'm okay with that. Is this gonna be a suction thing? Oh, we may have to release air from this end. I have an idea.
Where's it gonna go?
Oh yeah! The things you do for CNC. Hello, my little friend. Okay. That part's out. Ready for a break. I was so nervous going into that. Like, we drove all that way, and I don't know. I didn't want to, like, embarrass myself or the company, and, like, I was nervous to be professional and set a standard. Getting to, like, you know, hang out with them and get a tour of the building was just, it was such a unique experience. Honestly, like, I keep telling people about getting to meet Erica, their lead shipping gal, and it was cool to get to connect with them on, like, that more like person-to-person level. It didn't feel pressured once I was in there. It didn't feel like I was in an interview. It just felt like I was meeting up with these cool guys with this cool resource that I'm, going to utilize, and I get to see how their process works. They want people to truly see what these machines can do, not just, oh, this is nice and shiny, now buy it. They want what the creators can prove. It has amazing capabilities.
The incredible detail and the artistic level that I make the machines, and I, still blown away with the intricacies of things that people do.
What people's minds can use your machine for. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things too we've kind of focused in on the last couple of years. It's just more, we want to get our social media to be more inspirational.
Yes.
And be telling people what they can do with CNCs and giving them different ideas. That's why we kind of chosen different people that are like guitar maker, epoxy, different people doing different things, DIY people.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows you all the different things that you can do with it. So, and that's what we're trying to give you ideas, and people who've chosen have done amazing.
That's exactly the lines I'm along. Like, I want to, I've got my few simpler projects, but I really want to, put my artistic spin on what can I make this thing do, and what can I, do with the things that I make from it. So, yeah.
Because, a lot of times people just think, okay, CNC can make signs. That's it.
Yeah. No. One more welcome sign and I'll cry.
So we just want to show that it's not limited to that.
Exactly.
It's limitless to,
Exactly.
and that's, all the different people we have. I don't want to single one out. They all have the creativity that they bring to this tool, which is amazing.
And that kind of plays into one of the reasons I picked the smaller machine, is because if I was a creator on my own and I was going to go out with my budget and my money and purchase this and start this up, the only space I would have is one of this size. The budget that I would have is for one of this size. So I want to kind of put myself in that position and limit myself in a sense to find the limitations. Plus, NextWave has a lot of room to grow. They really do. And so I'm not concerned about getting stuck to a smaller machine. The way the NextWave systems work, they're modular systems. So I won't forever be limited to the 2'1". If I choose to keep it around, then I will. But that was the other thing that kind of for lack of a better term, sold me on it, was again, if I was, doing this on my own and, there was that opportunity to grow later on as I continued to succeed, I'd want that instead of having to go through, okay, get a whole new thing and sell this, or have that sitting in the corner wasting money.
But now, like you said, we're trying to get back out there and innovate with different things. With the 10.1 screen, some of the dust boots, all that sort of thing. The larger machine, the 544.
Yep.
Accessories that work on all CNCs, not just ours, and being able to, help the community and bring people in, and not to say, oh no, this is proprietary to ours. Just it works on whatever. Yeah. And that's an important thing we're trying to do. There's a certain amount of proprietary, and people have commented about. I said you have to be able to control and make sure there's so many ways to install something or to do things like that. So by keeping it more locked down as we can.
Otherwise, it becomes a support man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to deal with all these custom systems that people put together. It's impossible to keep track of all that stuff.
Yeah, so they have a lot of, they didn't used to make all of their stuff available to everybody. To use on other machines and so on. But as people got more into the create your own CNC kind of realm, they found that people were really liking and wanting certain products of theirs, whether it be their spindle or their this or that, and wanting to add it onto their machines. And so they opened up that possibility. So, a lot of their systems will work even if you don't have an entire setup. And not that, you know, there isn't difficulty in getting third-party systems to work with yours. I completely understand there's absolute difficulty in that. But I like how they're not gatekeeping to a sense where they're closing themselves off. You know, they've got, from, you know, everything I've seen, amazing products, and if they close themselves off to not be able to be utilized elsewhere, you know, that's kind of losing some of the people that could be a part of, you know, the stuff that they like, the amazing product, the stuff that we'll find out. Woo-hoo. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is the, okay, that's gonna be later. So much of this is assembled, I almost am like, I don't know. They literally have an entire room for customer support. And they have people that are sitting at their desks going along through files, going along through system issues, everything like that, and walking the people through. Erica, their head of shipping, also supports that sometimes as well. We saw them fitting in their little offices.
We got video proof.
We snuck in like little mice. We were behind them and they were all on the phones and I felt like I was intruding, like I was in a library.
Sure, CNCs, our quality accessories, parts, and how to open and unpack an HD series Shark.
Oh, I didn't know they taught you how to unpack it. That probably would have been helpful.
Should you have any questions, email us at support@NextWave CNC.
I'll just call Greg or Scott if I need help. That's like another proof of like their community, their willingness, their customer support. Like they've been checking in to see like how the trip went, how picking it up went, everything. So I'm excited. This is the pendant. Oh. The pendant, so this is the control center. And this is like where I'll control the machine from, where I set the X, Y, Z, all that good stuff. I'll be able to see my files in there as well with my USB. And it's so pretty. Okay, this is the instructions to you. Would have been helpful had I opened this box first. So we got some hold down clamps, 90-degree 2-flute V-bit. So that is to register the machine, and then this is for the portal registration, the online webinars and training that they offer, technical support and videos, their project files that they offer, and then links to the accessories that you can get to add on to your machine. Accessories such as the one that I got, the zero touch plate. I can never say that in order. People call it a Z0 touch plate, but I think they just call it a touch plate. So we're just gonna keep this simple. I got the touch plate and I got the holder, and this is gonna be on the base of my table.
That they have so many resources.
Oh, it's huge. Like that's gonna go in my office, and I'm gonna investigate all of these later because I will definitely need them. And honestly, a lot of that is like, again, how I was able to do so much research on this machine and find out so much. And then again, they've got further videos. So here they've got their 12 golden rules for safety. Give you a little glance at that. I like the list so far. Safety is key. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know if I told you this, but part of what they do is they offer V-carve for anybody who buys a machine. I didn't need it because, like I told them, I was like, I already have it. So we took it off of like my bundle that I got, but that is something that normally comes with every single machine.
Comes with?
Yeah, comes with. They want you to start out good.
And we've had a long run with vectric, so I was one of the, when there was only 3 guys in the place. You know, I convinced them to do a custom design for us, and they packaged it. And we were the only one packaging it with our systems.
You know, I love working with Vectrics and Vectric software. I've gotten the opportunity to interact with them several times in person as well as online, obviously.
Have you used it quite a bit then?
Oh yeah. So I'm actually more versed in the Vectric software than I am in using a CNC.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's what I wondered. You prefer to get out there and be like, do you need vectric or V-carve stuff? But if you don't need that, it's fine.
right. I think what it said is these are the screws for this. I didn't grab any. I didn't grab any tools. Who is this again?
Jackson.
Jacksonville Bengals. Jaguars.
Cincinnati Bengals.
That's right. Putting this on the right direction. Let's find what bit fits these. Now to touch back on that modular system, there is an endless list over at NextWaveCNC.com that you'll have to check out, but a few of those things are like the 4th axis. I can purchase that for this machine or possibly another machine. Their modular systems work with most machines and they've opened up their systems to make that possible, such as the shark tooth drawing tool, which may be familiar to you from idcwoodcraft.com. We've carried that tool for a little while now, and I'm looking forward to actually using that tool with one of their machines. Let me know if you've used any of the NextWave systems with your off-brand CNC and how that's going for you. I am so glad this does not have a whole lot of like putting together, and they do have things that you can use the drill on because my carpal tunnel says no. I know we've got a lot of disabled veterans and people with also carpal tunnel, arthritis, etc. I keep losing my bit. And like I've even had several customers who contact me and they have no use of one of their hands. And they're sitting out here CNCing, so I'm excited that shark is as easy as it looks. My hands are happy. What's next? Okay, I did have to lower it down. That was a mistake on my part. I didn't see how many holes there were and I utilized the wrong ones. So I'm fixing that now before we move on. So I do believe that the extra holes are for rising it up for the laser component, if I remember correctly, but I'm gonna fact check myself, which we may be upgrading to at some point, but not yet. So cool if we had a laser going. I want a laser going so bad. Look at that. They even have like the little pieces attached already. So these go to attach it to the machine, and like so it's a screw, it's two washers, and then a plate, and it's already all pre-attached. I don't have to screw all that crap in there.
What are you like actually excited to work on with this machine?
You know, that's a good question. I mean, it seems simple, but like I kind of just want to work on everything. I feel like having the accessibility of it here is going to help a lot with being able to kind of try everything. I want to be able to do like the boxes and bowls like we've talked about, but like it's like, yeah, like those little projects are going to be the first ones. I'm sure, like I don't have my niche yet, you know, that's the biggest thing is like I don't have what I like to make yet. I don't have like what I'm like, oh, I know I'm good at that, or that's my design, or that's this or whatever. But like, so one of the things I want to be able to do with this is I kind of want to take a couple steps back-ish and like I've talked about, like do the inlay, you know, do a bunch of like inlay coasters and, you know, continue perfecting my inlay on a smaller scale. And then beyond that, like, you know, I want to make some projects that are like pushing the limits of the size. You know, like I've said, like I wanna, what can we accomplish with this size? So one of the things I've thought about doing too is doing some cabinetry work.
because I know we've got a lot of cabinet makers, and I know necessarily a cabinet maker wouldn't buy this, but somebody who wants to make a cabinet might be like, would I be able to build it with that? So I'm like, I don't know, can we? Can we make a cool cabinet with an itty bitty machine? So like that's kind of gonna be like the driving force. There will be the smaller projects, obviously. Like I'm not gonna not do small projects. What I want to work up to is just like finding the limits of it. You know, does it handle harder wood as well because it's smaller? I just sent a photo to the Next Wave partners like, these are giving me a fucking time right now. Scott. Hello. So that was Scott from the Crafty Studio. I sent a message through the Next Wave partners like, grr, this part is annoying me. And he literally instantly called me and was like, here's what I did. I've got 5 minutes, let me tell you. And so yeah. We're gonna get it lined up now. We're good. Now when I hit the first issue that Scott called me about, it was due to the alignment of these bolts here for the gantry. I was having a lot of trouble getting any more than 2 of them aligned with the holes in the machine itself. And it was making it impossible to get these bolts in. Scott's suggestion was to use screws to stabilize the holes in alignment while we work the bolts in. And on top of that, to use a Phillips head and not a flat head to not risk damaging any of the threads within the bolt pass. Once I got those put in, it was aligned and I was able to get it screwed on. While we were on our visit, we were discussing Alex Duffy, another creator that I've connected with and who has a Next Wave machine. Something was said and I was like, well, yeah, I know him. He's like, oh, well, I'll send him a text. Evan from Next Wave was like, I'll send him a text. So he's like, hey, and he sent a picture of me next to all my boxes. There's apparently a group chat and he's like, well, let me add you to the group chat. And so on Instagram, all the Next Wave partners have a little group chat. So like whenever I was going to this event, I was like, hey, who all is gonna be there? And you know, a couple people were there. Scott, you know, is like, just literally call me if you need any help, that kind of thing. And he called me. But yeah, we've got a little group chat for all the issues. Oh, it's blowing up. Yep. It's so crazy to kind of see like the proof of the connections, you know, like they can talk the talk all day long. They can shake my hand and say they're there to help me out, but them actually not only showing up in the messages, but then him just giving me a call. Like, cause I knew I could call him, but I wasn't about to because I'm like, I don't want to bug him. He was like, no, bug me. That's just it, is they want to help. They're not getting paid for telling me tips and tricks, but they're a part of the community and they want to and are willing to help. As if I haven't mentioned enough resources that Next Wave CNC has, I wanted to mention one more for those of you following the same vein as me and getting a little bit smaller machine. Now, this is quite a bit smaller, meaning a 12 by 13 inch cutting area. But if you have purchased the Shark SD101, you can upgrade to the HD600 series with a $500 credit, just like a car trade-in. If you're the original owner of your Shark SD101 and you're ready to upgrade, you can trade it in to Shark CNC by contacting their Shark Swap at nextwavecnc.com. You'll receive a $500 credit on your next HD610 or HD620, and they'll refurbish and send your CNC off to a school so they can learn too. Which spindle did I get? I have to look at my paper, whether it's the 2 HP or the 3 HP. I think a hairdryer will work. Or maybe I just need to be tougher with it. You know, maybe I need to be not scared of breaking it. Work harder, not smarter, right? Okay, good enough for now. And I would say to probably not try and strong arm these on. It doesn't go very well, but some hot water or some heat from a heat gun is the perfect way to loosen up the ends of these hoses to get them right onto the connection.
Gosh, you know it's all.
Oh no!
You get better? No, worse. I got stuck with something.
on there. Here it is, it's all set up and I'm ready to walk you through my Shark HD 510 CNC machine. First off, we've got the 2 horsepower spindle, which is gonna be perfect for a lot of the projects I've got in mind, which includes some cabinets. Stay tuned for that. Then I've got the 10.1 inch pendant, which if you've seen the CNC Labs G control, very similar to that. This was a must for me. I wanted to have the large control. I can see all of my projects previewed out on my spoil board, move my machine around, all from one pendant. I've also gotten the Shark touch plate for zeroing out my Z-plane. And I've got a holder, which I will have to install right here for that. From there, we're gonna come down here. Here we've got the control box. I'm going to be mounting that right up here, just inset so I don't accidentally hit that button, but it's there, accessible when I need it. And then, of course, as you can see, I don't have the pendant arm installed yet. I still haven't figured out quite where I want that, but it sits here for now. We've got our bucket for our 2 horsepower spindle to cool it down. And then I also have the Dust Boot Pro, which will be setting up with a vacuum system in the near future. And then all of the accessories that they've provided. There is a slight hum to this, like a ringing, and I'm not really sure if that's a typical thing or a me issue, so that's something I'm gonna be investigating with their customer support. Let me know if you guys have that going on too. Now, let's check out the bed of the machine. For the spoil board, I've gotten the Next Wave spoil board kit. It comes in a few different sizes for the different machines. And if you can believe it, they do have a smaller machine. That was super easy to put together with their 1-page instructions. And that's not the only instructions they include. Every single manual comes with this kit, as well as in every box, there's a QR code to videos of how to set everything up, how to put everything together, how to operate it, and unboxing. Next resource they have is the V-Carve registration. They have a V-Carve set up with every single machine. I already work with V-Carve, so that was something we nixed out of my bundle. But for every customer that doesn't already, you can get started in your designing right away with your machine. On top of that, once you're ready to design, they've got webinars out the wazoo. I have listened to no less than 6 of them. They're hours long with different featured speakers, and Randy Johnson is one of their best teachers. They've got everything, webinars, portal registration, oh yeah, registration. I had a bit of an operator error on that point. I went to my personal support contact and he got me right to the customer support, getting my issue fixed with no embarrassment for the mistake. The customer service isn't the only resource that NextWave has provided to me throughout this process. The community has been a huge part of me being able to get this together and get it running. I had some issues and I went straight to them for help. The issue I was having was my bolts were sticking out far enough to catch on my drag chain and was preventing my machine from having a full range of motion as it was catching and not moving forward farther. And Scott from the Crafty Studio contacted me right away. We ended up having an over hour-long conversation, and his idea was to flip these bolts around, not only providing a rounder edge if the drag chain were to rub upon it, it's got less to catch on, but it also gives a lot more space between the bolt and the drag chain, and I've had no issue since. If anybody else has experienced this, I hope this isn't a bad solution, but we'll find out. I know the size of this machine goes exactly against the grain of what Garrett teaches us. Go for the biggest one. But I want to show you the ones who don't have that option, every limit or lack thereof that we can create with this size and these limitations. And that's it. If you have more ideas on what we might be able to create with this itty bitty machine, please comment down below. If you liked this, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to continue to see what we can create with this itty bitty machine and the journey thereof, please subscribe and follow along for more.
idcwoodcraft.com